Hi guys, welcome back to Honest Straightforward Reviews. Today I am comparing the FireTV Stick with Alexia voice remote and the FireTV Stick 4K Max, which is the absolute best you can get in this range. Before I continue, I'd like to let you guys know this channel completely survives on your subscriptions. So if you appreciate that, please do subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything and it massively helps me out as I'm a one-man show. These are both the boxes. So first we'll do the comparison between the boxes, then we'll do a physical comparison, and towards the end I'll go through the spec sheets and what I think of them both. This one costs about $100 Aussie over here, and this costs about $79. So there's about $30 difference, actually $70. So $30 difference in between them. So looking at the box, I know the box is a bit banged up, but it just gives you an idea of what to expect. Whereas this is the box for the other guy. Opening it up, you've got a few things here. Nice, neat packaging. So got some batteries, the remote goes in there. So some extra batteries. So this is a very important tool that I'll get to in a second. And you've got some booklets here as well. So it just tells you what to do with it and what to expect. Looking at the other one, it's basically the same. Sorry, the packaging isn't all the best, but that's basically it. It did come with a similar sort of holding thing in a box inside the box to hold it properly, but I don't have it at the moment. Now, since everything is out, I'll get the comparison between both. I'll get the remote out of the way, because the remotes are basically, you can see it online, it's all the same size but just different buttons. Now the power brick you'll get between these are different. Okay, so the smaller one, the FireTV Stick normal, that gets a 5-watt charger, whereas this guy gets a 9-watt charger, and this needs a 9-watt charger. If you put in a 5-watt charger, it doesn't work properly. I have a USB, a Belkin, like a power board, and it's got a USB charging which charges up to 2.1 amps, but that's not enough. That's not the right one. So I have had to use this, which is kind of good. However, what it powers it properly, but what you got to understand is that'll be another wire going from your telly's back into the power place. Whereas with this little guy, all I had to do is use the included USB and put it into one of the USB slots at the back of my telly. If yours has one, that is really useful, because that's just one wire powering this thing, and that's more than enough for this thing to get powered up. Whereas this guy wouldn't power up through your TV, you need to put it in. So that's one thing that you need to remember. The wiring is basically a little bit different as well. This feels a bit luxurious, nice and soft, whereas this has a very cheap feel to it. So that's basically the wiring and the charging. As I said, the remotes are basically the same. Now in regards to size, the Max is a lot bigger. Okay, both have HDMI. Okay, both get powered through here. But what you got to remember is, not only is this longer and thicker, what happens is when you're plugging it in the back of your telly, it might not go because there might be a groove or something where when mine just goes in and it's not the best fit. So for circumstances like that, this cable comes in useful, where you just plug this in and this can just be a little bit out like that. Let's go through some of the differences between these. So first things first, both of them do 60 FPS, which is awesome to hear. However, this guy does full HD at the maximum, and it only supports H.264 and EVC video formats. And in regards to image formats, they both do the same. Bitman, they do GIF, they do JPEG and PNG. All right, in regards to audio files, they have both as well. They got Dolby Atmos and Dolby Digital Plus, and that's where the similarities stop, whereas this guy has a 4K 60 frames. So this gives you the full 4K experience with HDR10, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, and hybrid log gamma, whereas this doesn't. And other than that, this also has Bluetooth 5, whereas this has Bluetooth 4.1 and Wi-Fi 5, whereas this gets Wi-Fi 6 with it. Let's move on to the juicy bits where we talk about the storage and things like that. So the storage on both are 8 gigs. This both have quad core processors. However, this is a 1.3 gigahertz and this is a 1.8 gigahertz, and this is a far superior architecture as well. Yes, it's only 1.8 and this is 1.3, but this is a lot faster, crisper. This is really slow, feels sluggish and things like that. Regarding the GPU, this has a 750 megahertz GPU and a very cool new one, whereas this has a very old GPU that hardly can keep up with it. Regarding the remotes, they're both exactly the same, just a few buttons are different. I'll have a few photos of the remote coming up as well. And guys, that's basically it. Now, regarding which one you should buy, I personally would buy this one, okay? But if you're strapped for cash and you just want something that, I don't know, you can turn a very old television into a smart television, I'd get this. This is okay, this will do the job. But if you can spend that $30 extra, you get a lot more bang for your buck. This Max is a Max. It does give you a lot more features. It's a lot stronger. So me personally, I'll get this just for the 4K, just for the better processor, just for Wi-Fi 6. Even though if you don't have Wi-Fi 6, it'll be a lot more future-proof. That's my personal view on it. But what you have to consider is this can hide behind your TV without having any extra cables popping out behind from your TV, whereas this will need some power to it. All right, guys, that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Please do like the video. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. Take good care. Bye-bye.